Well, thanks everyone for making it. My name is David. I'm really glad that you guys are here today to do some practice this morning. We're going to do some movement, some vinyasa, some mobility work, and of course, as always, you need to auto-regulate your own practice. So make sure you pay attention moment by moment, how you're feeling in your body, and if there are things you need to skip or modify, you should do so. Even if there are things that you normally feel are easy for you, or things that you're normally proficient at, our bodies change day by day, and we need to honor that, especially at this time, so that we can be ready to re-engage with our practice again soon. So let's get started today in any comfortable seat. If you like to sit cross-legged, you can add a little height underneath your hips, or if you want to sit in Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose, like I'm sitting, you can sit on your heels. And once you find your comfortable seat, go ahead and close your eyes and start to turn your attention inward. And then just checking in with the physical body. Start to notice the sensations that are generated in the places where your body is making contact with your mat or the floor and the props that you might be seated on. And then take a moment to check in to see if there's any gripping in your lower belly, any holding in that area over your pubic bone, below your navel. Start to notice if you are collapsed through your chest, if your upper back is rounding forward. Maybe just allow your heart to ease up and your shoulder blades to slide down. Finding that slight tuck of the chin to lengthen up through the crown of the head. Sukham Stiram Asana. Our seat should be easy and steady. And let your cow tongue come down from the roof of your mouth. Bring your attention to your breath as it enters and exits at the tip of your nose. Observing your breathing. Just watching. And if your mind drifts away from your breath, just gently bring it back. Bringing both palms together in prayer position, Anjali Mudra at the level of your heart. Let's take a moment to check in with your intention or your sankalpa for today's practice. Remember that sankalpa, Sanskrit word that's usually just translated as an intention, actually has two parts. The first part involves what you need from your practice today to help bring you into a state of harmony or state of balance. And the second part of your intention involves your longer-term intention, sometimes translated as your heart's desire, where you hope the practice will take you over time. And you may find that it's helpful to try to formulate it or distill it into a short sentence in the present tense. I am free. I am loving kindness. I am pure awareness. Whatever it is for you, just gently repeat it to yourself a few times silently. Even if it doesn't feel true at the moment, trust that it's in the process of becoming true. And then trusting this practice will serve your highest intention. Let's seal that intention and set the context for the rest of practice by chanting Hari Om 3 times together. Feel free to add your voice as much or as little as you want. Inhale. Hari Om. And slowly open your eyes. And reach your hands down to your lap. We'll come over onto our hands and knees. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, tops of the feet can be flat or you can curl your toes under. And we'll begin today by making some circles with the hips. Just start to move your hips in a circular direction. And as you do, remember that this is kind of exploratory movement. Use this as an opportunity to notice how you're feeling in your hands and wrists, elbows, and shoulders, your head and your neck. And then switching directions. Try to explore the sensations in your shoulder blades, your chest, your belly, your hips, fronts of your hips, the muscles in your bottom, back of your legs, front of your legs, knees, all the way down to your ankles and to your feet. And coming back to neutral, take your knees a little wider than your hips, bring your big toes to touch without letting them overlap, and sink down your child's pose. You can leave your hips high if you have issues in your knees or in your hips themselves. But do let your forehead come down onto something. So if it doesn't comfortably reach down to the mat, you may want to slide your hands underneath your foreheads or put your forehead on top of the block. And see as you're here if you can start to take the energy of the breath into your lower back and into your side. And your next inhalation, let's come forward back into table. Adjust your knees if you need to so that they're back underneath your hips, about hip width apart. And on your next inhalation, extend your right arm forward, and if it feels okay, your left leg straight back. Give a little lift here. See if you can find some movement in your thoracic spine and your chest. Try to keep your toes pointed down toward the floor and lift your heel. Palms turned up toward the ceiling. Switching to the other side, left arm extends, palm up, right leg extends back, lift the chest, extend the spine, keep the length in the back of the neck, breathing here. And coming back to neutral, let's start to add a little breath-connected movement. So on your inhalation, right leg, left leg, right arm, and then exhaling back to neutral, and then on your next inhalation, left arm, right leg, and just keep moving this way with your breath. Seeing if you can start to establish that Samavriti pattern breathing, making your inhalations and your exhalations last about the same amount of time. And if you have Ujjayi Pranayama in your practice, that slight constriction at the back of your throat, you can start to add that now, so that you can hear the air passing audibly through your throat as you breathe in and out through your nose. Once you've completed an equal number of rounds on both sides, spread your fingers wide, press down through the ball mounts of all 4 fingers in your thumb, and then curl your toes up and press yourself back to downward facing dog. This is our first downward facing dog of the day. So take a moment to assess how you're feeling today. Notice what's happening in the back of your legs and your shoulders and your neck. And if you want to fidget around and explore, it may feel good to do so. Not as a way to try to expedite the process of waking up your body so much, but just as a way to notice, continue to build that attention in the body. And coming back to neutral on your next inhalation, shift your shoulders forward over your wrists to find plank pose. Strong legs, as if the strength of your legs will hold you up as much as the strength of your arm. Let your lower belly engaged, slightly tucking the tailbone. Turn on those muscles over the pubic bone. Keep the neck long. Remember, the head is part of the spine. You want to keep it from falling off the shoulders of the cliff, so the cliff of the shoulders. All right, and on your next exhalation, we're going to lower down with control, either in plank or knees, chest, chin. Remember, each time we lower down, you can always substitute this movement for lowering down in plank. In whichever way you choose, just make sure that you keep your elbows tucked in. You lower down with control. All right, on your next inhalation, let's lift up through the head and the chest. And then on your exhalation, slowly lower back down. On your next inhalation, pick up your feet, your knees off the mat. And then exhale back down. And just keep moving this way, alternating between lifting the head and the chest, using the strength of the back body rather than the strength of the arms. And lifting the legs. The next time you lift up with your head and your chest, let's stay lifted. Keep your hands where you're at. Drive your hands forward down into the mat. Press your elbows down toward the floor and see if you can rotate your sternum toward the wall in front of you. Keep the back of your neck long, release any clenching in your low back or in your butt. Continue breathing. Keep the elbows moving in toward your side body. Keep breathing. So we don't want to dump into the lower back. We want to see if we can start to wake up that thoracic spine. On your next exhalation, let's lower all the way down to the mat. Take an inhale here. And on your exhalation, press yourself back up through neutral table. Curl your toes under and return to downward facing dog. At the bottom of your next exhalation, pause the breath. And let's go ahead and walk your feet up towards your hands. And we'll meet in a bent before we fall. So bend your knees enough that you can feel your rib cage making good contact with your thighs. Release the crown of your head. Do whatever you like with your hands. If you want to bind or with a variation, maybe you like to sway a little bit. Again, continue with the exploration. Or just stay static and really concentrate on what you're feeling. See if you can drop for the moment your tendency to be critical about the sensations in your body. On your next inhalation, let's come halfway up. And then on your exhalation, bend through your left knee. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Take a twist to your right. And then inhale, come halfway up. And on your next exhalation, bend through your right knee. Bring your right hand down and take a twist to your left. And let's keep moving this way with the breath. Each time you inhale, find that half lift in your flat back. Each time you exhale, twisting to one side of it. Once you've completed an equal number of both sides, on your next exhalation, return to your forward fold. And then on your inhalation, come all the way up to standing. Turn your palms to face the front of the room. Reach up and overhead. Maybe palms come to touch. Lift your chest. Drop your shoulders down away from your back. Try to keep your lower ribs from jutting out. And continue to breathe. And then your next exhalation, both hands to return down to your side. And we'll move through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge the hips, bend your knees. Inhale, half lift, front to flat back. And on your exhalation, go ahead and step yourself back into plank. Move a little slower to this round. Inhale the shoulders over the wrist. And then on your exhalation, lower down with control, either in plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Bottom of the next exhalation. Step and hop your feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach up for the seat. Exhale, down pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. And this time on your exhale, step all the way back into plank and lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down. At the bottom of your next exhalation, palms to the breath, and step or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale. Let's keep moving like this on your own, with your own breath. Remember, you need to get too hung up on doing the movements perfectly. Just remember that when you inhale, your head comes up. And when you exhale, your head goes down. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Next time you find yourself in downward facing dog, let's stay in this downward facing dog and see if you can find some stillness in this downward facing dog. Practice keeping your body perfectly still as you smooth out the breath. next inhalation, lift your right leg high. On your exhalation, step it through inside your right foot. Drop your back knee and the top of your back foot down to the mat and rise up for the low lunge. And on your exhalation, bring your hands right back down alongside your foot. And continue moving in this way. Each time you inhale, lift the chest, lift the arm, and then each time you exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. All right, this time when you inhale, grab for your left wrist and take a side bend over to the right. Extend your fingers toward the wall to your right. Draw your left shoulder blade back down into the shoulder socket. See if you can really create a lot of length between your armpit and your hip. And inhalation. Let's come back to center. We'll bring both palms down, or rather your left palm down flat on the mat. We'll take a simple twist to your right. This time, leave your right hand grounded on top of your right thigh. Turn your fingers inward and press down through the heel of your hand. See if you can use that to help you leverage the twist. So you're not so much trying to push your right knee out to the right. Try to push down on top of your thigh to help you rotate the spine. Continue breathing. See if you can feel that area start to move between your shoulder blades. You can explore a little bit. Be static, and shift a little bit, just to notice what's at stake in the twist. Unwind, bring your right hand down outside your right foot, step yourself back in plank. If you want to move to a vinyasa, go ahead, otherwise press yourself back to downward facing dog. On the next inhalation, lift your left leg high. Exhale, step through, right knee, top of the foot, come down. Inhale, up. Exhale, low back. Let's keep moving this way. Next time you inhale, grab the right wrist, side bend over to the left. Draw the upper arm more back into the shoulder socket. Lengthen out from the armpit on the right side, all the way down to the right side of your hip. Fit the head in, fit the neck. Continue breathing. Inhale back up, right hand comes down. Bring your left hand to the top of your left breast, bring your fingers in. Press down into the thigh. Open your heart to the left. And again, I'm going to move a little bit. Just to help you see what's at stake. See if you can keep the hips still. Feel what it feels like to rotate along the length of the spine. Bring your left hand down inside your left foot. Step back in plank. Shoulders over the wrists, maybe slightly forward. And then on your exhalation, lower all the way down. Bring your elbows down underneath your shoulders. Palms flat on the floor. Lift up through the crown of your head. Continue breathing. On your exhalation, let's lower all the way down to the mat. You draw your palms back down into the mat underneath your shoulders. And on your exhalation, extend your right arm out to the side. Roll to the right, in and out. And then inhale back to center. And on your next exhalation, the left arm comes out, palm facing down. To the left. And just keep moving this way with your own breath. Once you've completed an equal number to both sides, bring both palms down underneath your shoulders. Reach alongside your hips with your hands. And if it feels okay, weave your fingers together. And lift your head, lift your chest. Keep your feet up off the ground for a lotus stage. Keep the back of your neck long. Press your knuckles down toward your feet. Continue breathing. And just notice if there are any places where you're breathing unnecessary fight in your body. And also notice if there are any places where you can't feel. Releasing back down onto the mat. Bring your palms down. Heels of the hands down by the low ribs. Keep your elbows tucked in, and on your exhalation, push yourself up through the table. And return to downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Let's leave our hands down by our sides for a moment. And on your next inhalation, straighten through the front leg. And then on your exhalation, lower back. Let's keep moving this way for a few minutes. Next time you exhale, bring both hands down to the floor, maybe to your block. Shift your hips back. Flex through your front foot. Drag your right hip back in space. Extend the energy out through the sole of your right foot and lengthen out through the crown of your head. So you feel this action, this opposing action along the length of the right and on the torso. Hip is drawing back, head is moving forward. Hip is drawing back, foot is moving forward. Continue breathing. Exhalation, let's go ahead and bring that front foot forward. Walk your hands forward. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot. And bring the back knee up off the mat and spin your left heel down to the mat. And then walk your hands off the mat at a 45-degree angle to your mat. So we're finding downward facing dog with the upper body. But your feet are going to be probably more in a warrior two position. Rest down through your hands. Feel your shoulder blades drop your back. Lengthening through your arms. Breathe. And walking both hands back towards your front foot. Unplug your back heel. Find your runner's lunge. Inhale, high lunge. This time, let's bring the hands up. Lift the chest. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And on your exhalation, prayer twist to your right. So left arm wraps across the right thigh. Press your palms together. And again, you'll be exploring here a little bit, keeping the hips level, keeping the knee in place, and seeing if you can start to unlock that thoracic part of your spine, the middle part of your spine that's connected to your rib cage, the hardest part of your spine to get in. Breathe. Line, both hands come down to the mat. You can press yourself back to down dog, or if you'd like to move to vinyasa on the belly, exhale down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down, facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Keep the hands low and relax by your side. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, low back. Keep moving this way. This time you go down, drop the front knee,
Shift the hips back, walk your hands back. Remember, you blocks may be your friend here. If you want to raise the floor up to your hands a little bit, flex through the left foot, draw the left hip back instead. You'll see that my right hip stays over my right knee. And lift the chest. So extend out through the crown of your head. And finding that opposition. So you feel that lengthening the leg, along the leg, and along the torso as well. Your next exhalation, swing the sole of the left foot down, curl your back toes under, spin your right heel down onto the mat, walk your hands off the mat to the right this time, and find downward facing dog with your hands, keeping your feet in this warrior two shape. Rest onto your hands, draw your shoulders away from the ears and relax the head. Both hands back inside, actually framing the foot, the front foot. Use your inhalation. Rise up into the high lunge on the other side. This time, extend the arms, lift the chest, drop the shoulders. Breathing here. And on your exhalation, prayer twist on the other side. So right arm wraps across the left thigh. Use the mudra, pressing your hands together to help you initiate, maybe deepen the twist to your left. Pay attention to what you're feeling. You want to take some subtle exploratory movements here. See if you can keep that pelvis anchored and find that twisting along the length of the spine or head. One, both hands down to the mat. Step back, either in plank, in your vinyasa, or downward facing. From your downward facing dog, keep your feet a little bit wider than usual, and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. You'll meet in a deep squat at the back of the mat. So sit down into a deep squat. Remember, you can slide some blocks underneath your bottom if you need a little bit of support. You can come down onto your back, hug your shins in, so that your knees press down into your chest. And breathing here. Once your breath returns to normal, we're going to take a few frog hops toward the front of the mat. So bring your hands down about shoulder width apart. This is if you were doing downward facing dog. You're a little narrow. Keep your arms straight. And then slowly start to shift your weight forward, taking a little weight onto your hands until you can hop your feet outside of your hands. Let's do that a few more times. You can even move past the front of your mat if you want. Then you're going to have to come backward, which is no big deal. So just keep moving this way. And each time you come back down, just sit back down into your squat. Right, so if you're like me and you're in front of your mat, you're going to have to come backwards. And if you're stopped at the front of your mat, just stay in your squat. Let's take a few breaths in your squat. And bringing both hands down to the inside of your legs again. We're going to do a little bit of a some hip opening work. This is subtle work. I'll start with my left leg here. So we'll begin just by seeing if you can move your left leg out to the side and back a few times. If this is really easy for you, focus on making the movement smooth and controlled. Keep breathing. Shifting to the other side. Right leg out and back. See if you can keep the movement in control and smooth. And back to neutral. Let's prepare for crow pose. So if you have crow in your practice, you can go ahead and start to move into it. If you're new to it, I always recommend press your elbows into your knees, creases of your knees. Bend your elbows a lot. Squeeze your legs onto your arms. Once you create that isometric stability, you can start to shift your weight forward. Eye gaze goes forward, probably further than you think. Maybe your feet tip off the ground, maybe they don't. Give it a try, take a few breaths. If you feel stable in the action and you are working in high crow, you want to practice moving into tripod. Just make sure that you feel safe doing so. You can always set up a blanket or something underneath your head. Looking forward, finding the crown of the head. And if you have Asalamba, Shirshasana, unsupported headstand in your locker, you can start to move into that. So wherever you're at, either working with Bakasana, crow pose, or maybe moving into a Bakasana, crow pose, or maybe moving to Bakasana, crane, or tripod headstand. You start to find your way back out. And if you're practicing exiting tripod, probably the trickiest part of this movement. Bring your mind into your low belly before you do. From your crow, your crane, or maybe your squat, we'll step back into plank, lower all the way down into your belly, make a little pillow with your hands, bring your forehead down onto the back of your top hand. Watch your breathing, see if you can bring your attention to the space between your eyebrows, resting on your hands, as if you were watching the activity of your mind on the back of your foot. So from here, we'll return to Sphinx. Shoulders over the elbows. And we'll practice Ardha Bakasana. So yet another frog action. Bring your left arm into the 45-degree angle. Bend through your right knee and reach back for the inside of your right foot. Using the strength of your arm, start to draw your right heel forward. This may be enough for you. Or if you like, you can spin your hand on top of your foot so that your fingers are pointed in the same direction of your toes. And practice stacking your elbow over your wrist. And wherever you're at, square your chest to the short end of the mat from here. Continue breathing. Knees and neck. We'll shift to the other side. Return to Sphinx. Right arm comes in at a 45-degree angle. Bend through the left knee. Reach back for the inside of your left foot. Draw the heel forward. Again, if you practice that shoulder opening, and start to spin your fingers in the same direction of your toes. If it's not happening today, it's not conservative, just forget about it. Square your chest toward the front of the room. Feel that lengthening along the front of your left side body. Releasing that, slowly lower down onto your belly. Bring your palms down flat on the mat with the heels of your hands down by the low ribs. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees off of the mat this time, and keeping your elbows in on your exhalation. Push yourself right up into plank and shift your hips back for downward facing dog. Breathe in. Bottom of your next exhalation, pause the breath. Step or hop your feet forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach up. Exhale, open up into a wide-legged stance. So turn your toes open. at about a 45-degree angle. And on your exhalation, just go ahead and drop both knees over, down toward the right. And you can bring your hands down onto the mat if you want. And then inhale, come on back through the center. And on your exhalation, bend to your left knee, shift your toe to the left. Let's just keep moving this way with your own breath. And you can keep your hands grounded on the floor if you like. Or you may feel like you want to take your hands out of the equation and bring them to your hips. You can even bind behind your back. Just keep moving with your breath. The next time you turn to the right, we'll stay in the transverse lunge for a few breaths. And so if you have some variations that you like here, you can practice them. Popular ones to spin toes of your left foot up toward the ceiling. And so you may need to adjust your hands if you're moving into this variation. You can stay here, maybe sinking the hips a little lower, a little higher, just exploring the movement. You can take the hands out of the equation if you like. Bring your palms together to bind, wrapping around the outside of your right leg. Feels available to you. And react to breathing, lifting the chest. And releasing that, we'll shift over to the left. So, again, any variation that you like here. Toes of the right foot come up toward the ceiling. Maybe hands come down to the mudra. Maybe like find your shape. Explore, breathe. And one, let's go ahead and bring both hands back down to the mat. We'll take a little bit of a twist here. So walk your hands forward until your torso is level to the mat. Left hand stays grounded. And twist to the right. Right hand can come to the sacrum, reach for the ceiling. You want to deepen the shape. You can walk your left hand over toward the outside of your right foot. Try to keep your pelvis level. Continue breathing. And again, see if you can start to feel that thoracic cavity engaging in the twist. One little trick you can use is to start to see if you can imagine that you're breathing between your shoulder blades. On line, on the other side, so right hand comes down, find your flat back first, listening to the left. Arm variations, it's up to you. You want to walk the right hand over with the left leg. Go ahead. Breathing. Unwind, both hands down to the ground. Pivot, face the front of the mat again. Press yourself back into your plank and move through the vinyasa on your belly. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, watch your breath. So to slow it down if it's accelerated. On your next inhalation, lift your right leg through high. Exhale, step it outside of your right foot. And then from here, let's drop the back knee down to the mat, top of the back foot as well. Open up onto the outer edge of your right foot. If it feels okay on your knee and your hip, find some hip opening. If you want to add a twist, you can open to your right, keeping the left hand grounded. Maybe bringing the right hand down onto the back of your left leg. Maybe even bending the left leg to grab to the outside this time of your left foot. Deepening the twist with a bonus quad stretch. Open your heart. Feel the length of your rib cage. Unwinding here, bring both hands down to the inside of your right foot. Your foot's on the edge of the mat. You're going to slide your right arm underneath the right leg. You can bring your palms down onto the floor if you like. Try to get your right shoulder underneath your knee as much as you can. And then if you want to bring your back leg up off the ground, you can go ahead. If you want to stay here, just explore the hip variation, hip opening variation, go ahead. If you want to add a strengthening variation, pick your hands up off the mat, tuck your thumbs underneath your fingers to find Mushti Mudra with your hands. And on your exhalation, go ahead and bring both hands down to the mat. If you want to step right back into your vinyasa, down dog, go ahead. If you want to transition through Ekapada Kunda Vinyasa 1, take your right foot up off of the mat, shift your weight forward, elbows are bent, maybe the left leg comes up off of the mat. Breathe here, and then when you're ready, go ahead and step yourself back into your vinyasa, or maybe press back to down dog. Watch your breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it outside of your right foot. Left foot, your left hand. Drop your right knee down to the mat and take a twist to your left this time. So right hand stays grounded. Left hand can reach back for the back of the leg. Maybe stay here. Maybe reach back and bind on the outside of your right foot. Continue breathing. Release both hands down to the inside of your left foot. Start to walk your left hand, left arm underneath your left knee so that your shoulder is underneath your knee. Stay here and breathe. Maybe pick the back knee up off the mat. Maybe the left hip dropping. If you put it on strengthening variation on the other side. Try here. Hands off. Alright. Returning back down to the mat with your hands. You can either step back into vinyasa, downward facing dog, just unwinding the arms, or Ekapada Kunda Vinyasa 1. Left foot comes up, weight shifts forward, eye gaze as well. Get the back foot lifts off the ground. Couple of breaths. Stepping back into your down dog, into your vinyasa, long knee downward facing dog. Alright, so from your down dog, let's bring both knees down to the mat. Situate yourself in the middle of the mat in Thunderbolt pose, Vajrasana. From here, we're going to practice a pose that's called Laghu Vajrasana, which means middle Thunderbolt pose. So we'll begin by coming up onto standing on our knees as if we were practicing camel. And you can leave the tops of your feet down on the mat for now. Knees are going to be about hip width apart. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice lowering back and then coming back up. And the trick here is that, unlike with a lot of other back bending shapes, you're not trying to create a real deep back bending shape. You have to keep more engagement in the front of your body, particularly in your belly and in the front of your hips, or else what's going to happen is you're going to collapse as you come back. So the object is not necessarily to get as far back as you can But just see if you can find a smooth, controlled movement up and back using your breath as you go. So as you lower down, start on the exhalation. If you want to take a couple of breaths on the way down, that's good, but come back up on the inhalation. So I'll demo it a couple of times. And I usually like to go a little shallower, a little deeper, and a little deeper, 3 or 4 rounds. Usually it feels about right. So exhaling back, and then inhaling up. Now, once you've given it a try, you're going to sit back down into Vajrasana, into your Thunderbolt pose. And bring both arms out to the side, lift the chest, cross the right arm over the left, find your glute arms, press your fingers up towards the ceiling, tuck your chin, feel your upper back bone, continue breathing. Both hands out to the side again, cross left up right. Press your fingers up towards the ceiling, tuck your chin. Maybe take a little peek through that gap between your forearms. Releasing your hands, bring your forearms down onto the mat, elbows about shoulder width apart, palms flat on the mat. Step back into forearm plank. Engage the low belly. And then from here, bend your knees. Start to walk your feet in toward your hands. Keep pressing down through your forearms. Shift your weight back. Lift your tailbone high. Let your crown of your head come down toward the floor, don't let it touch. And then just find downward facing dog on your forearms. Also sometimes called dog. And when you're ready, go ahead and walk yourself back into forearm plank, shoulders over the wrists and lower the knees, lower your hips. Return to Sphinx pose. So we'll go through that one more time. I'll demo that one more time. If you have headstand or forearm stand in your practice, and you want to practice now, you have a little time, you can shift over to a wall if you need to. Go ahead. Otherwise, just stay with me and do one more round of forearm plank. So when you're ready, roll your toes under. If you're staying with me, otherwise, go ahead and do it. Walk your feet in toward your hands. Keep pressing down through the elbows. Heels are heavy. Neck is relaxed. Try not to let your elbows splay out. You don't want to drag out to the side. Keep rolling them in. If you need to adjust, go ahead and adjust. Those of you in Dolphin, start to walk your hands back, lower back down into Sphinx, and come all the way down this time. If you're upside down, you can start to make your way back down, no rush. If you're still working, take your time. With your palms down flat on the mat, heels of your hands down by your lower ribs. Let's go ahead and press yourself back into the plank. Shift your hips back, and then from here, we'll come forward into seated in any way that feels useful to you. So, staff pose, Dandasana. Set yourself up so that your knees are over the front of your mat. And if it's helpful to shift to one side and move the fleshy part of your bottom away so that you can sit up on your sit bones, go ahead. Flex through your feet so that you notice your toes are pointing back down towards your knees. And create some internal resistance in your thighs. Start to internally rotate your thighs. You feel the back of your hamstrings press down through your feet. So your hands come down by your sides. And let's pop up under our fingertips today. Press down through your fingertips. Feel your chest lift and your shoulder blades slide down the back. Your chin's going to tuck slightly. You're going to lift up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes, breathing here. Every part of your body active. Releasing any fight, any gripping. Just by softening any place where you're softening. Flexing through your feet. Keeping that lift in your chest. On your exhalation, hinge at your hips. It's forward fold toward Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. The idea here is not at this initial juncture to get your chest or your head down through your shins, but try to keep that length in your spine, as if you were trying to extend your belly toward the front. You want to take some action with your hands, maybe binding on your feet. You can go ahead. And if it's useful to you to take even a really liberal bend in your knees, go ahead. And think about lengthening out the low back, drawing the hips back in space, finding a shape that's going to be conducive to allowing the breath to move, allowing prana to move through the body. It's that subtle sensation that doesn't quite feel physical. In your breath. And from here, let's go ahead and release the head, release the chest. Take some flexion in the spine. You should go ahead and allow your spine to long. Feels good. And what you'll notice that as you start to come into this deeper shape, you'll hit something in your body that will tell you you've reached the limit of your stretch. And you don't want to push past that. You want to stay right there at the edge. One of the things that we're practicing as we work into these deep stretches is learning how to release the toning of our muscles. So we're learning how to relax everything. If you can just watch sensations in your body as they arise. And notice what your mind is doing. Typically our mind will say, whoa, don't do that, don't go there. You can just watch it without judgment, letting go of any judgments that arise. What you may find is your body will settle down, and you may be able to shift a little deeper. So the idea, of course, is not to push yourself as deeply into the shape as possible as you try to wrench your body open and artificially create flexibility. And the idea is to learn how to relax into a stressful position so that we start to find that ease in our body. And we start to counteract that tendency towards being hypertonic in our muscles, which means our muscles are always in slightly engaged, active, mode, which tends to create that feedback loop in our minds, keeping that sympathetic fight or flight nervous system in the driver's seat, and increasing our stress. Come on back up. Walk your hands back behind your hips. Walk your feet in towards your hips. So your fingers can be pointed towards your hips so you can turn your palms facing the other direction. You're going to press up into a modified table. Use the strength of your legs. Push your hips up toward the ceiling. Breathe here. If you feel stable here, shift your weight onto your right arm. Make sure your elbow is extended. It doesn't need to be locked out, but your arm is straight. And pick up your left arm and extend it up toward the ceiling. Coming back to center, touch down if you need. Otherwise, shift your weight onto your left arm. Extend your right arm up toward the ceiling. Lift the chest. Continue breathing. Release both hands down. Release your hips down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Draw your heels in toward the base of your body. Tuck your chin, chest lift, shoulder blades slide down the back. Knees start to drop toward the outside of your mat. Continue breathing. Baddha Konasana, cobbler pose. Keep that lift in your spine. And if it feels like it would be useful for you, it's forward fold. Engage the hips. Continue breathing. Up, lower down onto your back, cross the left leg over the right, as if you were setting up for the legs on your back, so maybe double crossing your legs, tucking the toes of your left foot behind your right ankle, once you're here, pick up your hips, shifting over to the left, and then both knees up over to the right, use your left hand, help guide your knees down to the floor, extend your right arm down to the right hand, knees down to the floor, extend your left arm to the left side. Maybe turn your eyes to the left. Come back through the center, we'll shift to the other side. So uncross your legs. Bring your hips back to the middle of the mat. Right leg crosses over left. Maybe double crossing the legs by tucking the toes behind the left ankle this time. Pick up your hips, shifting to the right. Both knees drop over to the left. Maybe the left hand is a little assist to the knees. Extend the right arm out to the side. Feels good. If you want to find that counter twist for your neck, turn your eyes toward your right hand. Let it feel good. Just forget about it. You're ready. Back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring the soles of your feet down on the mat. Maybe let the knees knock together and from here. Check in with how you're feeling in your body at this time. If there is something else that you would like to work on, when the body is warm, you have a more vigorous pose, then go ahead and feel free to take a minute or two to work on whatever it is you feel like you want to work on. If you want to take a few more simple poses, maybe with your back, just to bring some compensation into your spine. You can feel free to do that as well. Whatever you think you need, remembering your earlier intention to bring yourself into a state of harmony. And if you feel like you're ready to transition right into your final rest, then go ahead and extend your legs long out on the mat. Grab any props that you might need, blankets or bolsters if you want to slide a bolster underneath your knees to support your low back. Whatever it is you feel like you need to do to make yourself comfortable. And then once you find, close your eyes. And check in with how you're feeling in your body. Notice the sensations that are present. Notice your breathing. Notice what's present in your mind. Maybe as you settle down into your final rest, you can start to become a little more aware of those layers of your being that exist below the level of your mind. As we begin to let go of our body consciousness, let go of our breath consciousness, let go of our mind consciousness, we start to become aware that there's still a presence there. You are still there. And you feel your body. Protect your breath. Thoughts may come and go. And so if you can allow yourself just to sink back into that perspective, and that you're watching all of those things happen. And just notice that you have a body, you have your breath, you have thoughts, and you're not your body, you're not your breath, you are not your thoughts. Exit your final rest. Slowly begin to deepen your inhalations without allowing your attention to turn from the inner experience. Slowly start to allow some movement to come back into your body. And see if you can stay in that witnessing perspective. So that you're watching your body slowly coming back into movement. And when you're ready, you can bend your knees and roll to one side, the other, all the way up to a comfortable seat. So as you come into your comfortable seat, we're going to take a few moments for the practice of pranayama. So set yourself up, if you like, on a block or a bolster, or maybe a folded blanket. Ideally, your hips should be level with or higher than your knees. And as we did at the beginning of class, close your eyes and notice the feeling of your body making contact with the floor and the props that it might be resting on. Release any gripping in your lower belly. Subtle lift of your chest. Shoulder blades just melting down your back. Chin is slightly tucked so that you feel that lift coming of your head. And then tongue come down from the roof of your mouth. And then lightly place the tip of your tongue against the back of your top teeth where they meet the roof of your mouth. So right along the bone. Start to observe your breathing as it enters and exits at the tip of your mouth. On the next inhalation, add a silent count to your inhalation so that your inhalations and your exhalations last the same amount of time. So if you inhale for a count of 5, exhale for a count of 5, inhale for a count of 8, exhale for a count of 8. Mind drifts away from what you're doing. Just gently bring it back to the counting of your breath. And bring your attention into your spine. And as you do so, then release the count of your breath. Start to gently sway side to side, as if your spine were a blade of grass blowing in the breeze. Look at the moment really subtle, really small, so that if I were to look at you, I might not be even able to tell that you're moving. And once you feel that your awareness has really charged up your spine, your awareness is totally in your spine, Allow the rocking to slow until you come to stillness. And keep your awareness in your spine, almost as if it were charged up with energy. And the attention drifts from your spine. Just resume that undulating motion, that slight rocking motion side to side. And then bring your attention back into the spine. And come back into stillness. If you feel like you would like to sit for a little bit longer in stillness, I encourage you to sit for as long as you like. And if you feel ready to close, please join me by bringing your hands together in prayer position. Arms will remove the level of your heart. Take a moment to remember the intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of class. Maybe repeating it to yourself as you did at the beginning of class. A simple sentence in the present tense. Trusting that even if it doesn't feel true, it's in the process of becoming true. We'll close today by chanting Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti in the head. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Loka Samasta, sweeping the over onto it. May all beings everywhere be free from suffering. Namaste. Thanks for sharing your practice. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you would like to make a donation to help support teachers who are running these classes, you can follow the links on the page. I hope to see you all again soon in space at the studio, wherever you happen to be. And if there's anything that we can do for you, please do